So it's an IEA-EBC Annex 87 presentation. This annex is titled Energy and Indoor Environmental Quality Performance of Personalized Environmental Control System. So what we are talking about is systems which do not have a whole room ventilation, a home room heating and cooling, but are going to the workplace where you will have local heating, cooling, local supply of outside air or cleaned room air. You may also have, which are the most common, local lighting, and also there could be some acoustic things that could be done at the workplace. So it is systems which are conditioning the workplace and not the whole space. That's what we are dealing with. Next. There is a link here. When you get the presentation, you can use this link and read more about the annex, which altogether is 5 years. We are about halfway in the annex. Next. Studies, and there is a lot of studies on personal environment system, which we find in literature. We, in fact, are doing a very detailed literature study. We will soon have some publications from that. But the studies have shown that PECS has several benefits compared to a total volume conditioning system. We are seeing it can improve comfort, health, and productivity. We have a higher satisfaction with the indoor environment, basically because you have the possibility of personalized control, but also you can improve the environment and make it optimal for the persons who is sitting there. There is a potential for energy savings because we can relax the requirement to the ambient system, but this has to be further quantified. The increasing focus in many places is on the individual differences. There may be difference between group, but the biggest difference is mainly between one person to the other. And that's something which can be compensated by PECS. And if you have a PECS with personalized ventilation, it may also give you some protection in a pandemic or for other contact in the space. Next. Well, we can say PECS is not it's not new. It has been done research for decades on that. But despite all the benefits, there's no design guide or manual for such system. There's a little in standards, but very little. So we don't think that several issues is solved. Among others, how we work together with the ambient system. So there's very limited real world and commercial examples. But today we were going to present some of the field studies where PECS has been implemented in real workplaces. And that's really the goal of today's meeting, to show some of the real world examples. Next. So the objective of the annex is to establish design criteria and operation guidelines, and also to quantify the benefits regarding health, comfort, and energy performance, and look at control concepts and guidelines for operating our PECS, especially when you have an ambient system also. Next. So the present annex includes all types of PECS for cooling, ventilation, air cleaning, lighting, and acoustic. So that could be desktop systems which are mounted on a desk or integrated in the furniture. It could be chairs with heating and cooling, ventilation, and other types. It could be wearables where heating and cooling and ventilation are included in garments or devices attached to the occupant's body. Next. We are divided in 5 subtasks on fundamentals, applications and technologies, control operation, IQ and energy performance evaluation, and then policy and marketing actions. I would say one thing we have is not dealing with, we are learning from, is the individual environment in vehicles, in cars. There you can see a lot of research results looking at individual people, but we are learning from that, but we are not dealing specifically with cars. So we hope at the end we have an output. We have a guidebook on requirements, kind of state-of-the-art report, which we are working on at the moment, and a guidebook for the design, operation, and implementation in buildings. A report on test methods. How do you verify the performance in a test? And then some criteria which could be integrated in international standards. Next. This here was is the intended agenda for today. But as I mentioned, unfortunately, Arsen Milikov was not able to connect. So we will have the 3 presentations after each other, and then we will end up with a question and answer session. So we have 3 presentations, one dealing with the field study in Europe, and 2 others with field studies in Asia, in Singapore, and in Japan.